Hi everyone, I hope you're good. Today is a little bit different because we are in my classroom. So yeah, exciting. So today on Miss Bill's story time, as part of Story to Christmas, we have got number 50. And this story is called Reg the Horse. Listen here, imagination. Are we ready? Penelope von Swetzel, president of the Sugar Rush, laid down in a drift of powdered sugar. "Ralph, watch this," she called to her friend. Ralph was visiting from his own video game, Fix-It Felix Jr. Penelope moved her arms and legs quickly through the fluffy powder. Then she separately sprang to her feet. "Ta-da! A sugar angel!" she exclaimed proudly. Ralph smiled weakly. "Oh yeah, nice one," he said. Penelope could tell something was bothering Ralph. "Hey, shouldn't you be Mr. Holly Jolly? It's only a few days until Christmas. Your first real Christmas." The festive period was usually pretty lonely for bad guys like Ralph. But never, ever since Ralph had saved his game from being unplugged, the Nicelanders had realised what a good guy their bad guy was. For the first time ever, they had even invited Ralph to their Christmas party. "It was great to go to the Icelanders party," Ralph admitted, "but you know what? The whole time I was there, I couldn't stop thinking about the bad guys in all the other games. Their Christmas will be just as lonely." Ralph remembered past Christmases spent alone on his brick pile. Bad guys deserve a real Christmas too. Penelope tilted her head to one side, then nodded. "You're right," she said, "and we can give it to them." She remembered how bad it had felt to be left out by the other races in her own game. "Let's throw the bad guys a Christmas party, with presents and a tree, the whole 9 yards. Ralph's face lit up. "That's a perfect idea." He hopped up in excitement, then landed with a boom. The ground shook and the towering sugar drift toppled over, burying Penelope. "Oops, sorry," said Ralph, digging her out. Ralph called a special meeting of the Bad On support group. "Every year, we bad guys get stuck on the same outside of Christmas. Well, this year, everything is going to be different. Christmas could be with decorations, presents, songs, a party." Everyone was really excited. Ralph's Christmas sounded like so much fun. "I want everyone to meet here in the support group room on Christmas Eve," said Ralph, "and get ready for the merriest Christmas ever." Ralph and Penelope got busy making a special gift for each bad guy. They planned something for everyone, including a new fireproof cape, 8 cosy mittens, and a jar of extra sticky toffees for Zombie to reattach his arms. "And now for the tree," said Penelope. "It just isn't Christmas without a tree covered in sweets." They found a perfect lollipop tree hung in the lolly sticks forest. Then they strung it with popcorn, garlands, and hung candy canes on its branches. A glistening rock candy star twinkled on top. "Not bad," said Penelope, stepping back to admire it. Ralph agreed it didn't exactly look like the Icelanders' Christmas tree, but he knew the bad guys would love it. Now there was just one day left until Christmas Eve, and Ralph was worried about something. How are we going to carry all this to the support group room? Penelope wrinkled her nose and she thought it over. Then her eyes widened. "The same way Santa said," she told us. "In a sleigh." Penelope dragged Ralph across the Sugar Rush to the cart bakery. They then could use all the sugar, icing and sweets they needed to create the perfect Christmas cart. "Has anyone made a sleigh before?" asked Ralph. "I doubt it, but there's a first time for everything," Penelope replied as she fiddled with the controls. Gears turned, belts rolled, mixers mixed and iced. Within minutes, a gleaming vehicle slid out of the finisher and came to a rest at Ralph's feet. "One rocket-powered candy sleigh, ready to go," Penelope declared. On Christmas Eve, the two friends met to bring Christmas to the bad guys. Penelope came dressed and ready to play an elf. "I didn't have a hat in size for you," she said. She tossed Ralph an empty sugar sack tied with a red bow on the side. How about I get us off the ground, said Vanellope. She shooed Ralph into the passenger seat. You can turn the rockets on once we get going. Vanellope revved the engines and they were off. Soon they were flying smoothly towards the game exit. Okay, let's get this thing moving, Ralph called out, reaching for the left and right rocket controls. He flipped them both, but his powerful grip snapped one of the tiny rockets. Just like a toothpick. Only one rocket turned on and the sleigh spun out of control. Vanellope tried to regain control of the runaway sleigh, but no matter what she did, it was no use. The rocket spiraled lower and lower until, bloop, it came to a lurching stop in the middle of the Great Caramel Lake. Ralph and Vanellope managed to swim to the shore, but the sleigh and all the presents were ruined. Ralph watched sadly as everything they had worked for sank beneath the caramel lake. Empty-handed and covered in caramel, Ralph and Vanellope made their way to the support group room. Ralph hesitated. What are we going to tell them? I wrecked Christmas. The crash had been an accident, but Vanellope was still sad. They wouldn't be able to have a Christmas party. Time to face the music, big guy, she said. But when they opened the door, the French jaws dropped. The room was completely decked out and the party was well underway. The bad guys greeted them with a big cheer. Where did you get all this? Asked Ralph. We spent the last few days getting everything ready, Sorceress said. Yeah, you guys are in the Christmas spirit, Satines added. But Vanellope and I made presents, decorated a tree, even made a sleigh, but I wrecked it. I wrecked everything, said Ralph sadly. Don't be silly. You're the reason we're here, spending Christmas together. That's a pretty great gift. The other bad guys nodded in agreement. A wide smile spread across Ralph's face. Merry Christmas, everyone. They all celebrated late into the night. It truly was the merriest Christmas any of them had ever had. The end. I enjoyed that story. I really hope you guys did too. I'm sorry that the Ralph story is missing, but Miss Bill needed to take some time out of herself for her health. So we are back now, and we will carry on with the advent calendar. They will either be filmed here in the reading room in my classroom, or they will be in my reading space at home, but I'm going to try and get back into doing it every day. And eventually, hopefully, I will share the stories that we've missed as well. But I hope you're all good. Hashtag Story to Christmas. And I will see you all tomorrow. See you later. Bye, everyone.